Hey guys, what's going on? Me here from Adonis Athletics, joined today by one of our athletes, Ken, and obviously the Ginger Professor, Alex. We just wanted to go through like a real life scenario of one of our guys who had some problems, had some issues, saw Alex, and basically we're just going to run through the process that we went through to get him better. So Ken, why don't you tell us what was wrong in the first place? Why did you feel the need to have to see Alex in the first place?
Well, I was getting lower back pain after starting conventional deadlifts again. So I was getting lower back pain and a bit of pain on my front right hip, sometimes on the left. So yeah, so that just got me off squatting and deadlifting for like almost a month.
Okay. Is it something you just felt like crept up on you, sort of coming on, like
like
going away?
Yeah, like I think just right after my second week of back on conventional, that's just went boom right on. So I just couldn't do it after.
Just back was getting like real jacked, real tight, and then like just pain in the
front hip.
And was it both of them or just one of them?
I was mainly on the right one, but the left one was like kind of on and off.
Yeah. Was it giving you problems with like squatting?
Squatting, deadlifting. Couldn't sumo either because of my back.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. So Alex, once he came and saw you, what were the steps that you took? What did you diagnose? How did you diagnose it, and how did you go about to try and fix it?
So when Ken first came in, you said specifically, so particularly when his deadlift was causing him a lot of drama, and as well when he was having a bit of and limiting his depth with his squat there as well. So first thing I want to do in any sort of situation like that is have a look at the cause as long as we can. So we had a good look at his squat, had a good look at how he was sumo deadlifting, we had a good look at a conventional deadlift as well, just to have a general look at the form and the biomechanics of how we're going about it. And so what we generally found was that there was a big butt wink quite early in the down phase of that squat. So generally when we're seeing that, if it's happening once the knees are about 90 degrees below, we generally don't mind a little bit of butt wink there, but if it's happening too early in the piece, there's generally some sort of failure of a compensation pattern or something going on with that low back and hips there. And as well with a conventional deadlift in particular, we're getting sort of fairly sharp pain on that right hip and then lack of depth in the sumo squat as well. So what we had a good look is similar to a video we've done previously. We had a good look at his hip range of movement, and what we found is he's basically have a bit of a hip impingement on the right hand side, and that's more of a bony origin. So with those sort of things, it's about modifying position. So in Ken's case, conventional deadlifts are probably going to be not something that's going to be conducive in the long term, so we would probably look at cutting them out completely and then focusing on that sumo deadlift. And then with the left hip was quite short, a few of the adductors, so those muscles on the inside of the leg there were quite tight, so that was limiting his bit of a range. So in terms of treatment wise, what we basically did was went through some stretches on the muscles on the inside of his legs, did a good bit of manual therapy and mobility work on his right hip where that bony impingement was, just to try and loosen and settle down that pain. So that works temporarily to allow him to get back into his lifting and things like that there. And then we just changed some of his form and addressed some of the movement deficiencies with his squat and with his deadlift, so he could get back into it. And we're working through some.
Okay, so you say he had the bony impingement on the right hip.
Yep.
So was that, you're saying it was structured on the right, but the left one did not have the same, right? It was just built a little bit differently.
Ken's a fun special little case where he's got the bony sort of bony, possibly like a pincer or cam type femoroacetabular impingement on the right hand side, but on the left hand side he's very, very tight through that sort of capsula and the capsule and the muscles around that hip, which sort of added an extra element into that. So with that sort of soft tissue impingement type issue there, we were able to do a good stretching, good mobility and get that moving effectively. And with the right hand side, we just got to adjust and modify position so we can get back into things again.
Okay, so then what was causing the very early butt wink? Because you're saying it was happening before even the 90 degrees, so we're talking like probably this range of motion.
So effectively what was happening is adductors are quite short and the hammies were fairly tight there as well. So as he's coming down into that position, they're then pulling, as he's coming down, those adductors are too short, so they pull under causing him to curve
Right,
a lot
okay.
more through his low back,
Yeah.
as opposed to be able to clear that and keep a good range through there.
Okay. So now the manual therapy, obviously, that's like an ongoing thing for a while to really loosen everything up.
So
coupled with stretching.
Ken's progressing pretty well. So we did in the initial phase of it, we saw him a couple of times in short succession, just to ensure, because with manual therapy and things, it's great for that short to medium term benefit. But that's where the exercise and things come in. That give us the really long term game and to build that independence, so Ken can self manage. So in the first couple of sessions, we did a lot of work in terms of bit of massage type things, soft tissue stretches, bit of what's known as an active release technique on a few of the muscles, particularly the adductors, and then reinforcing that with some exercises to ensure good technique with the squat and good technique with the deadlift. As we're moving forward, we're getting away more from the manual therapy component and moving more into sort of various exercises to improve his form and to ensure adequate mobility and stability around the hips, so he can continue lifting and not affect his training too much.
Oh, good. So now you've been doing, like, obviously exercises and stretches has been giving you.
Yeah.
Has it made like a significant difference, like in your squatting and deadlifting? Can you do it without? Do you still get the hip pain?
I still not as bad now since it's got me to widen up my stance a bit more now. So I guess it's still from the tightness, but I can just try to stretch that.
Yeah. Well, I would imagine it takes time because it's been like that for so long. It's not just going to take like a week or two to get rid of it. It'll probably take
it'll take a few weeks to get to where we need to get to, but he's hitting all the benchmarks that we need to. I mean, when we first came in, he wasn't able to squat or deadlift, and he'd taken about a month off as a result of that. Within a couple of days, we had him squatting again and being able to add adequate load back into his training cycle. And now it's just as we're working through that training cycle and challenging his body a bit more and more, it's just to ensure we don't get any other injuries and everything holds up and does what it does, and we move into that self-management phase.
So what, 250 squats soon or what?
Oh yeah, give it 3 months.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed that. A real life case scenario of what happens here at Adonis Athletics with obviously our athletes and our professionals working together to bring up everyone's performance. Stay tuned. We're going to be doing a little segment like this where we're going to be basically answering your guys' questions. Not just me, but me and the other Adonis Athletics coaches and our panel of experts. So obviously we've got our newest addition to the team, Alex Fielding, who's very knowledgeable in movement and rehab. He's going to be chiming in on any questions that you may have that may be in relation to that. We've got our other coach, who you guys don't get to see much of, but he does some weightlifting. He's an excellent weightlifter. Philip Lau, he might chime in on some of the answers that you may have. So if you have any questions, just put them up on our Facebook page, on our Instagram page, hashtag #AskAdonis, and we'll pick and choose the questions and we'll reply back to them, and hopefully we can help you guys with some of your training. So until next episode, this is Amir Fazeli, Adonis Athletics, over and out.